Good morning everybody. I don't know if you're feeling a similar way to me, but I'm struggling with things to do. So this week I've had a couple of walks along by the sea. I've explored the local shops, done errands, cleaned, cooked, organised, tidied. And now I'm thinking I need to spend some time outside doing something purposeful and meaningful. So I thought I'd come out and I'd check on the garden. So I've only got 3 of these bags here now because I've used one to mulch around where my broad beans are to protect them a bit from the winds and the cold and the frosts. These bags are doing pretty well. They haven't sunk that far yet, but boy are they full, both of them. So that's good. And then I have these 6 barrels along there that are also full of leaves that I'll probably use as mulch for the potatoes in spring. With these, I'm also plotting to half empty them for the mulch and then leave half in the bottom and fill them up with some cheap compost. And then I took some fuchsia cuttings which are taken, and then we can dot them around the building and make it more colourful for people. Anyway, off I go up the hill. I have to check that things are still all right. And the first thing I noticed when I first walked up here this morning was, look, there's a flower on my pea plant. I'm rather surprised at that. Don't think it'll come to anything, but I don't mind. It's quite pretty, very brave in this rather unpleasant winter weather we're having. This is the first dry day we've had for ages, so I keep having to empty this barrel because it's quite close to the edge, and there's somebody else who gardens down the slope there for flowers, and I don't want it to topple over and spoil his garden, so I keep topping it out and it keeps filling up again. All the nasturtiums have died back, which has revealed a little sprout plant that got truly covered up in the autumn. So I'm leaving it. It's either going to be live roots in the ground, or it might come to something in the spring. And the same with this one as well, which I found a few weeks ago. It's teeny weeny, but you never know. That one there is doing all right. So one of the things I do is periodically come and check the Brussels sprouts to make sure we're going to have enough for Christmas dinner. We had some from that plant last week. They were absolutely delicious, so I have high hopes. I'm leaving them here because they're still slowly growing, and the plants are healthy enough now they're not being consumed by whitefly, so that's all right. I've changed my plans for this row of pots, so I'm going to do alternate carrot, ponga bean, carrot, ponga bean all the way down. There's 9 pots here, so I'll do another row in the ground of carrots, but I thought they might keep a bit longer before they get savaged by slugs. And just mulched that, so that will be for something else in the spring. I haven't quite made my mind up where to put what. I never do really until the last minute. The strawberries are doing okay under this cover of leaves. The leaf thing seems to be working quite well, I have to say. These are nasturtiums that are dying back, and green manures that are struggling on, but they'll be easy enough to cut back, so that's all right. I picked the last sturdy swede. Lovely. There's some little ones here that I don't think are going to come to anything, but while they're alive in the ground, that's all right by me. This is my current compost bin because I've covered the others over to keep too much rain off. I'm very relieved that since I uncovered these garlic along here, they are starting to show more and to look more sturdy. And I counted this morning, I've got 12 coming up, and I've planted about 5 more, and that should see the 2 of us through next year, provided that they're all okay. So this is where I mulched the broad beans the other day, just to protect them a bit. But the broad beans, I think they might survive because they're not too big, and apart from a few of them getting singed by the frosts, they seem to be doing okay. That one's a bit singed, that one's all right, so fingers crossed. The onions, they haven't died back and they haven't rotted off and they haven't got all mouldy as yet, so if they don't work, they don't work, but if they do, that's good. I mean, they were leftovers that hadn't grown particularly well last summer, so, you know, not dead is good, as Ali from the Rusty Garden would say. I snipped back the green manure along here. It's still alive, so it's sort of making its own mulch as we go along, because I'll probably snip it back again in a few weeks. The cabbage, do you know, I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking there's some salvageable cabbage in there. Oop, sorry, that's my finger over the top. Look, and I just felt it while my finger obscured the camera, and it feels quite hard and healthy, so I might pick that today and bring it in before it gets demolished. That one doesn't feel all right. That one is growing babies. That might be quite nice for the spring. And I have a spare broad bean here, which is in quite a sheltered position, so you never know. That can be hopeful. And there's its poor little relative, not very happy. But I have some along there that do look all right. So what I've done with these compost bins is, so I come and check these and clear the water off the top of them, is cover them over with plastic so not too much rain is getting into them now. A bit worried about this because it's leaning over and it's incredibly heavy, and this bag has had it, but it'll just have to do until next year and I can replace it with something else. That's my current compost bin. I've got it covered over. I've just put some brassica leaves in there. It seems quite happy. So there are things doing their stuff. These, I've just clipped all the dying leaves off the top to well, actually that one can come off as well, just to discourage decay and slugs. And they seem again healthy enough now. They're not being plagued by whitefly. There's a bit of a plague of them in the autumn, late summer and early autumn. And I dug up a parsnip. The parsnips are all along here. Very tasty. And just checking that things are all right. That dip down there is where I'm going to scatter some wildflowers in the spring. But it's nice that it's not sort of brown and dead, that it's got sort of a covering of greenery over it. In fact, it's quite nice to see a lot of this isn't brown and dead. It's either got leaves on it or things growing on it. That path there actually is a whole bag of compost, but it's sort of been rained in by all the rain we've had, and also probably taken down by tiny invertebrates and worms and such like. But it's very nice to be out. It's unusually warm today and sunny, but I'm not going to complain because it is the 9th of December and we have all of the rest of December and January and February for it to get really, really cold in, and I'm just enjoying a bit of sunshine on my head and back because there's not been a lot of it around. So yes, I just wander about and check on things to make sure things are okay while I'm feeling at a bit of a loose end. Happy gardening to everybody.